All right, now comes problem number 2. Now, problem number 2 is a blending of less than 4(1) and 4(3) together. It tells you this. If cosine is 7/25, I want to pause. Sine is y, cosine is x, tangent is y over x. When they say cosine is 7/25, they're telling you two things in particular. What are they telling you about 7 and 25? The x and the h, okay? And it says tangent is less than 0. That's also telling you something very important. What is that telling you if tangent is less than negative? If tangent is less than 0, it's telling you tangent is negative. It says, now what is the value of cosecant? And so we have a little, we can use a acronym to figure out what quadrant this is in to draw a proper triangle and solve this. What's the acronym that we've used this school year to tell you what's positive and what's negative? All students take calculus. It's based off the idea that x's are positive to the right, so cosines would be positive. Y's are positive up high, so sines would be positive. And since x and y are positive in the first quadrant, everything's positive there. Whereas only tangent's positive in the third quadrant because since it's x divided by, or excuse me, y divided by x, the negatives will cancel each other out. And so this cosine, now let's talk about cosine. If it's 7/25, is cosine positive or negative? Positive. So the only two locations that cosine can be positive are where? Where the only two places cosine can be positive. A and C, first quadrant, fourth quadrant. It's one of those two. Tangent is negative. So by the way, since it can only be positive there, I should have eliminated. We should have eliminated the S and the T because A and C are the only places cosine can be positive. Now, what about tangent? Tangent is negative. So which one could it not be in? A. Tangent would be positive there, whereas it would be negative there. So we're in the fourth quadrant. So now I'm going to draw my triangle. So it's kind of a similar problem to the bell ringer in this regard. Every triangle that we draw should connect to which axis? The axis is called standard position that we talked about in lesson 4.1. And so here's that. Right angle, there's my theta. We know the x is 7. That's why it's to the right. H is 25. The only thing left to solve is y. We already did this Pythagorean on the bell ringer. We had this triple. Do you want to go back to the bell ringer and look at your answers to see what you got? We had this Pythagorean triple. We found out it was a 7/24. It's going to be a 7/24. You fill in the numbers, you got a 49 here and a 625 there. You subtract, you'll get 576. Again, this is all in the bell ringer. You want to just go backwards. So y squared would equal 576. I want the opposite of a square root. So there's the math. Now, anytime you add a square root, you should add a plus or minus, but this time we don't have to because we know something about y. Since this is in quadrant 4, what's got to be true about y? It's negative. So this is the negative of square root of 576, which is negative 24. So now you can find your answer. We're solving for CSC, cosecant. So I want you to think cosecant. Sine is y, cosine is x, tangent is y over x. What would cosecant be? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. H over y. So 25 divided by negative 24. There's your solution. So that was a combo of lesson 4.1 and 4.3 together. Okay, I'm going to let you try. DOL number 2. If cosecant is negative 13/5 and cosine is less than 0, what is the value of tangent?